Okay, so this was shared by Shadow. Okay, kudos to him. I think we want to,
I got to see the preview for
yeah,
this one.
okay, but I think we do want to try and
Can.
maximize on this, because what happens is we may not have 4 people, and of course the ideal situation would be we have 4 sets of pikes pointing out. Okay,
Flex
this circle here
formation.
represents the capping, any capping point, like whether X or the main base or the enemy base itself.
Rune, are you talking or not?
Huh? Cannot hear me, man?
Is Rune talking?
Am I talking?
I don't think so.
Am I talking?
This
Can you hear me?
this is that long moment where he's been talking and then we are all just staring at the screen.
Oh yeah, I talked to myself already. Can you hear me now?
What the hell? Cannot even hear him.
Yeah,
Can you hear me
already
now?
at chapter 2 already.
Can you hear me now? Hello, hello,
He
hello.
maybe started and say, okay guys, we're going to so and so.
I listening nothing eh.
Okay, hold on.
GG voice.
Oh, sorry.
Mic not detected.
No, sorry, my bad. I was talking as if I was using Zoom, so I'm not pressing my push to talk. I'm sorry.
Just put
Okay.
It's okay, Wayman.
Okay, yes. Okay, come. So, let me start from the freaking top. Alright, so this was basically shared by Shadowcast. I think it's something that we can all work on together. Now, the reason I'm showing this, right, because later when we go through the footage, you realize that this formation never happened. Okay, and I think KH was saying that at the end of this whole thing, we're going to test certain things. Right, this of course will be the best case scenario. The circle here represents any capping area, X, the main point, enemy capture zone. Okay, so having 4 pikes pointed out will be the best. Again, this is all targeted towards cavalry, sorry. Okay, now the thing here is this. The important weaknesses points are actually from here. All these points where the cav can just charge through lah. Okay, I think we should test this. I was thinking we should actually cross our pikes like that, so people will be pointing out this way. Something to consider. So when they come in this way, right, there's actually the weak points are actually stopped in that sense. Alright, we should also consider certain things like, for example,
Rune, we
Yes.
can this one we can test it out when
yes, exactly.
the season end. We can test it
Correct.
out.
When the season
So
ends.
we will just for now, right, we will just give an overall idea how the formation is like. So when we really going to test out, right, we will know whether it works or not.
Okay. So I think for when we do play any area, any TW, right, when you guys are actually protecting the point, try and form up like this, because later you will see, right, like at the end, and you will see one of the reasons why we actually lost, like people pointing pikes in the same direction. Okay, so something to consider. So I will go through the record of truth. There are certain points that are actually interesting through the whole review itself. I'll point it out, and then I think the people who actually are in this video are there. I'd like to ask you some questions as well, like a sit-down talking session. Okay, so come to the recorder of truth. Can everybody see this?
Yep.
Excellent. Cannot see, then open your eye big.
Hey, who cough? Spread to me.
Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, fuck, Shadow.
What the hell? Okay, so who said that? I can't hear anything.
Was it Kibani?
I'm almost out of units.
Okay,
How many
so
musterers did we have?
this is basically how. Now,
Rio, can you
I'm going to carry on this, but let me tell you, right, in the first 1 minute of this video, we had plenty of chances to actually win this altogether. Okay, I'm going to skip to certain parts of this. Later I'll post this up as well, so everybody can see.
Can we hear like our voice comms also?
Yeah, you can hear your
Okay.
converse comms. Okay, so this is what KH was saying.
If you want, we need to do something.
50v9?
Beckhamers, are you out of you?
At this point, right, we're 15v9, and if you look at the screen itself, right, we are not actually doing anything to capitalize on that. Alright, so let me carry on.
Not quite, no. I still have one set of cav and...
If you notice, we have gotten the X very well.
People are waiting for Mark.
Okay, I want to pause here at this point. Rio is actually at the enemy base. I think one thing we should point out here is he did not sound off. I mean, it is fine to try and cap it, but I think if there is opportunity to do that, right, try to go in pairs. Okay, because after this, right, what happens was somebody tried to help him. I think it was Brex.
They got 10 people now.
No, I was already out of units at the point in time.
Yeah.
So I like there was
Watch out the
suicide attempt.
I see. I see.
watch out the X point.
This is the one we push for left supply.
Yeah.
Auli, come back, Auli.
It's damn interesting to watch.
Room, can you move back like 10 seconds, then we pause there?
Okay. Sure. Let me move back 10 seconds. Okay, it's pause. Carry on.
Okay, you play. Okay, guys, when we carry on. Okay, when we already secure X, right? Got 10 people now. Room play. When we already secure X, now you pause. Room pause.
Hmm.
I realized that when we always secure X, look at the Hong Yi position just before Charles. The enemy, the Hong Yi position. No, on the left, below.
Below.
Yes.
The dual blader.
No, top, the dual blader.
Yeah.
This is the
Hong
point, right, where we always get charged by the enemy cav. Because we are always not okay when we are set up, right, we tend to forget the point behind us. And this is the point where they always manage to go from the our left supply. They go around us and they keep charging from the back into X point. This is the point where we always collapse when we already secure X. So I just want us to remind that when we are holding X, right, not to forget this point. Because basically X point, there's only 4 ways to charge in, which is from the side, right, this is 1 point. Yeah, then Maximus that side is 1 point. One more point is Shinaryu on that side, and what? No. Actually, one more is Brex that side. Yes. This is the 4 point where they can charge in. And from the left supply, if they want to charge in, right, there is a lock. They cannot really charge through all the way. So we always, usually when you realize, right, we always get charged from these 4 areas. Firstly is they will charge when they reach X, they will definitely charge from the front. Once they get the supply point, they will turn around and they will come from Chino Reno side and as well as the Hong side. At the same time, usually 2 of 3, they will go to the right supply point where Lazia is. They will charge him from that side. This is where Cav charge, we always got charged in this manner. Yes. So we need to be very mindful. Once we got X, we definitely have to place some, it's either 1 photo pressure or 1 impact to guard the Hong Yi position.
Yeah. So I think okay, what KH said, right? Later you see, right, the time we actually lost the point was actually they just came here and then they charged you. We actually got the X back. But in the process of getting X back, right, we had a lot of people here, and then we died, but we will come to that later. And we were actually all facing in this direction. We had pikes here and pikes here. But we didn't really worry about the back too much. Okay, so I'll come to that as well.
Yeah, you can continue playing. This is something to remind us, so you can take note and you can say later. So you guys watch how Hong Yi charge in.
Watch out the.
They are coming back.
Watch out the X point.
What unit is that? Any idea? Monastic Knights or Hussars?
Auli, come back.
I think the movement speed more like Kashyyyks.
I think it's
I
Monastic,
might just
Is it?
send it.
Yeah, you see, one more Cav is preparing to charge after Hong Yi.
Get some proper kills.
Okay, the rest.
So
the
they
next
are
point
always
start to
using
push
this
the supply
point to charge through us.
Start to push the supply point already. They are falling back.
I think most of it is monastics. Once if it's Kashyyyks, I die already.
I need help at the front line here, stopping them.
The problem is if they come from the supplier, they can bring their Kashyyyks, right?
Okay, at this point, right, I feel that we should have at least kind of strategy to block lah. Like, actually, I feel that this is a very good place because we just need 1 pike here, 1 pike here, 1 pike here. Right? We can actually prepare here and then to move out in here. But you notice here, later after this, right, a crap ton of
Push
people
the top.
actually start to go here.
Yeah, bro. Cannot hear.
Push the top.
Sorry.
I think might wanna
Okay.
just open mic for now.
Yeah, later. And I'm used to this, but anyway. What happens is later, right, a crap ton of us will actually go here. And then we are already like 15-10 or something like that, and then we just leave this open. So let's just carry on watching.
Arson, cheesy.
I need some help at the front line.
Currently, we got no masterers, so you need to play whole.
Yeah, Generino is asking for help here, but we are
Currently
getting
one
very slow to
master.
come out here. actually.
Okay, left side. Continue to push forward.
Why is there no sound by the way?
Pegasus, watch your
Yeah,
right.
we cannot hear anything, by the way.
You can't hear?
Okay, you put your Discord on voice activity.
Guys, I will move for now. I try to come back later.
Wait, can you guys hear the talking? No.
No.
No. Because
Only you are
I remember at this point I was the one talking.
Okay, let me try and see.
People who are on cooldown.
We have 3 masterers now.
Okay,
Can you
Bounty, I need you to help
No.
Pegasus.
That's interesting. Okay, now yes, Devilina, you're actually saying stuff. Let me just say. Actually, what happens is Generino was actually calling for help here to basically come to the front. Okay, quite a few people are going across, but some people came in as well. So okay, this one here.
How many seconds?
Yeah, we have people here. Later, you'll see some interesting show happening here.
I only just.
Guys are coming in. Their guys are slowly coming in.
Laksa, need help at supply point as well.
Okay, so Devilina asked for Laksa to come here. He's coming here. I think at this point, if you notice the top here, they're all trying to charge across. Alright, but we're not forming up together as a cohesive careful, force there's a to Cav basically coming from the behind there.
Hitting
Okay,
this
now
15
here is
now,
another
guys,
point which
they
of
are
interest.
coming.
Xiao Jie is coming across here. And watch as he... And this is definitely Kashyyyk. You look, can you see that the formations are set up already? You see that? Let me go there a bit, Coming. Okay, so basically Laksa has actually set up
Hitting
his...
this 15 now, guys. They are
Standard
coming.
Laksa, okay, is coming to... He's actually braced, but Xiao Jie comes in with Kashyyks. He basically goes through.
Got it.
He then ends up killing Kibani and Laksa. And then Pegasus basically managed to kill him.
Oh,
Guys, you are losing to a hero. Or this guy is good.
I hit my Kashyyyks behind. I hit my.
Come on, Pegasus, kill
police
him.
behind the tents.
They
so he
did.
didn't see me.
Yeah,
Push
so
up.
something to
yeah, they're
consider.
dead.
At this point,
Using more
we're again trying to push up, but we actually failed to push up. Again, we're hanging around these buildings too much and we're not gathering together.
back.
So again, people
Just
here
be
are the
careful.
supply. I think they're
Just
protecting
form up
supply.
here,
as well.
guys. Come on.
Okay,
Need to
Devilan's
form a
asking to
line
form
or
up here,
bunker up.
but we do not
Spikes.
manage to do that. So something to consider. At this point, my computer runs out of RAM and it starts to lag very badly, but I've upgraded the record of proof.
TH, can you flank here?
Got master, right?
So after this lag finishes, right, what happens is they actually
Zero
manage to
charging
push us
them.
back
Coming
into
up.
X already. So I'm going to skip to
Chin
that
here,
part.
Pegasus.
Die. It's okay, dude.
Okay, my question here is this.
I'm out. We don't have masterers. We are out.
Okay, at this point, Citara comes here. Actually, Sid, was there people at this point?
There was somebody on their supply point.
Okay, yeah, that's why, because after he comes in, okay, then that's fine, no problems. Okay, at this point, I'll skip to the 7 because there's nothing much happening here. You guys can see the whole thing again. Okay, we're again slowly losing this point, X. This is the first time we actually lose X. They basically charge in, we are kind of scattered.
We got 14.
Most of our pike units are actually gone. A lot of cavalry are still are still on the field. Okay. So at this point, I think nobody is pushing up because we have a lot of people here on the supply point.
How many
And we're
people
not
on
pushing
death
up
timer
together.
now?
Okay, so I'm going to skip to the point where we actually push them out of this X point and we actually collect it
What do we do
ourselves.
now?
They got no masters, go now.
We got 2 more in 20 seconds. You can actually push them.
came in.
Okay, so this
No,
part
they
here,
got
let me just skip
Bunker
a
up,
bit.
bunker up home.
Okay, so at this point, right,
Me,
with
me,
enough
me.
Cav
Yeah,
and the people from the supply point, right, we're going to gather here and we're
Yeah,
actually going to
bro,
push
bro,
them
bro.
off the X and we actually get it back.
Put at the base. Put our
Yeah, you start planting at the base. So if they got.
Okay, I think Arson Mike here has basically got Pervis.
At base,
Okay, we do not have enough Pervis coming. I think we should.
Yeah.
Okay, there are 40 more seconds coming in.
You can see like 3 of them on the left supplies, trying to get to the back.
Yeah, okay, you see, they're coming to camp here, right? But the thing is, right, because they're trying to
Currently
cap
we
this,
got
but
2
because you're pushing so
masters,
much pressure here, right, they actually don't.
Uh,
Watch how they actually
You got about
swing around.
when you're under 1 minute, then you.
Look, we're going to cap it soon. And then as what Kate said, right, they're going to swing around.
ロシアのプーチン大統領は14日、
Where got Japanese one?
選挙の結果をめぐり
Yeah, why got
混乱
Japanese
が
one?
続くレ
I thought it's your shows, yeah.
No, it's not mine. I'm not watching any Japanese porn.
Well, they all went from the right side.
Okay, you see, so they're trying to cap this quickly so that we do not have this, but we're capping this now. We cap it,
Great
and at this
combat,
point, look at
easy
it, look at it, look at it.
Now coming from the back, X.
Okay, sorry, I pressed tab. Okay, but based on this, right, you see, they're coming in, KH already. And we don't have any defense, we are wiped.
Holy
completely.
yes.
So positioning of troops, I think, is important in that sense. I think a lot of people were expecting them to come from this way, but they actually did not. Right, and then they recap it back from us.
I'm
Where are
down.
they heading to you?
I'm dead.
Oh, yeah, dead. Sorry, yeah, no, they're
As in, I'm low on units,
Alright.
so I'm gonna just reset.
Okay, at this point, they will push us back. They
Yeah,
take,
I actually
because once they
down.
take X,
I was
right, they
there,
take over the
like,
supply. We are pushed all the way
Full
back.
of cavalry rush.
Okay, so I'm going
Do we have
to
enough pikes, by the
skip
way?
back there.
We need
Yeah,
more
yeah.
pikes. We need hell lots of pikes.
Okay, Devin is asking for more pikes.
And well positioned
Okay.
Kirby's.
This legend,
By the way, you're seeing now, it's actually
Yes.
a bug whereby your the character, what weapon they're
Yeah.
using, right, disappear.
Disappears, yeah. So this one here is because I feel it's not enough RAM or something. Lah, because-
Yeah, your RAM is lowered.
Yeah, so I already upgraded the RAM, so the next round should be better. Okay, so you see, what I want to bring the attention is basically this. You can't really see the names, if you can. Okay, but I did see. So Jasimo is here. Alright, Xavier and Laksa is
Laksa, I
basically.
think.
So one of the points that we pointed out was a lot of people always congregate at the supply point. Okay, and we need you. So over here is Mental. He's basically protecting the back, which I think is fine. But we need to basically set up properly on this point next time. Okay, let me carry on.
Actually, wait, sorry, hold for a second.
Yeah, question.
You see where Jasimo is, right?
Yeah.
The area. If I'm not wrong, just from his last unit, right, where the unit is on the right, there's actually a wall protecting that whole area.
Okay, so there is a wall here. You are correct.
There's like a L-shaped wall, right?
But it stops here. There.
It's a fence.
Fence lah.
That
fence.
cannot be charged through.
Yeah.
The cavalry will charge. Will stop.
I can't remember which match it was, but there was a particular match where they actually made use of the fence for their format, such that you actually completely block off. You don't need so many. You need
This-
about 3, I think.
Yeah, this is the point, right? The triangle formation works.
Yeah, because they can only go from so many places in this through here. Okay, I do understand again people are trying to protect this. Okay, but later at the end, right, I think when it comes to the last few minutes, the main priority should be the base camp itself. Okay, you'll see later what happens. Okay, over here we have a bunch of halberds as well. Okay, and they stay there and they actually last quite long. Later Jasimo does something very cool with his Imperial Pikes, okay, which you guys should have a look.
Oh, I see Matan on the left side.
Alright, so again, this
Couple pushing from the left.
RT, right, for cav situations, right, it's very bad. If you look at it, right, they're not killing much of anything.
And then they're gonna
actually.
push massive through the center. They're pushing now. They got loads of.
But
cav.
again, I have to commend everybody because
They're all
everybody's actually
coming.
building siege everywhere at the back, which is
Straight through the guts,
excellent.
boys. They're coming through the houses right now.
They have 5 mushrooms, we have 5 mushrooms.
Yeah, come from the left side.
3 sets of care from the left, where Griffin and Mentor.
Okay, so they're trying to push again, but they have no actions. These guys are not set up. I think they are halberds as well. Okay, but they are all their cav is always basically stopped here.
Advancing.
Okay, at this point,
Mentor, go, Mentor.
let's see. Cheesy did something cool.
Run as well, careful.
Mentor, nice one.
Okay, look. So they're all coming from here. This group of people, and they're basically trying to hit here. Basically Cheesy spots it very quickly. Cheesy is here. Alright, I know it's Cheesy because after that his troops were actually pointing this direction. But when he saw this, right, he quickly moved it here and then he placed them down. What's over here in this particular spot?
Coming on the right, more.
We need more help on the right.
You see all them just die like that. Okay, so... And this is what I want to bring the point out. We basically win 99% of our battles, but we just lost the most crucial one. Okay, which is basically at the end. because everybody's doing this very cool stuff. It's only at the end suddenly got some mess up. Okay, so have a look here at nothing much here, but Jasimo basically is putting his troops facing this direction. Okay, you see, so Jasimo's troops are basically facing this way.
on the right hand side.
Okay, again, because halberds are here and it's what, not so bad. Okay, it's again, the halberds are actually holding up pretty well. They're still a cohesive circle over here.
Never mind, they're just running straight into bikes. Are they going for the cannons behind?
Again, if you notice, right, our formation of this point here is not ideal at all. There's really, horse can charge anywhere.
They're going behind us.
Again, at this point, there's a clusterfuck here at the supply point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm out of unit, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna suicide as well. Do we have a master rest?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Xavier, you come out soon also. Quickly come here and let me know when's a good time.
Okay, I'm going to skip the point where they charge one more time again.
Careful, a lot of things happening at the right
Okay,
side.
so basically these are just
they're
Jasimo's
gonna
troops.
get for our supply
Watch these
point.
guys, sorry, somebody's gonna come around here.
Monastic's coming.
Watch us, watch these guys.
I'll be in charge. Chinarino here. I'll be in charge of defending a supply point. I got quite
Okay, this one. Right, so these enemy troops are basically coming in. They're gonna try and charge us back here. Jasimo's troops are again pointing in this direction.
Okay.
So he thinks that he can basically charge through.
Can I rotate already? Xavier here.
But then the impikes, right, he basically point backwards and then he advance backwards.
Okay, can. I'm gonna suicide now.
Okay, watch over here.
Two left can suicide.
It's a creative way to basically stop them. Okay, ready, watch,
Left side, charging in, left side.
There we go. He starts to advance and then he basically stops this
We need more people into
cav
the
charge that basically appears.
Stop 2 or 3, sir.
Yeah. Now it's pretty good, but the thing is, right, after that, right, he does let them walk around. Which I think once you charge, you should basically put them down because this entire group is going to now die from another cav charge because they're not placed anywhere.
Careful.
They're just walking around and they all die.
Using the bomba. Okay.
Please use the Momba.
So, okay, I'm not saying, again, this whole thing is not to point out people's faults or what, but you must understand it's all against Cav. So if Cav see a line of pikes, right, they would think twice about charging. Where they don't know whether you have your advance or not. Okay, so just take note of that. Okay, so the rest is kind of uneventful because again, what I want to point out here is the cluster at this point.
Take care of the Kashi.
And look at this, it's really very open.
Supply point, watch out for the cavalry rush.
So everybody stays here for 2 minutes.
The X in danger. It's in danger.
Can I have a pipe that point backwards towards the supply
Right,
point?
and then they're just slowly one by
X
one
in danger. X in
Do we-
danger.
going in.
X in danger.
I cannot see, do we have any troops on home base?
Okay, currently there is Alice is running up, but basically the cavalry is just coming out. Shadowcast is also here as well. He's actually asking for help on the supply point.
Okay.
He's saying X lah, but we all know it's this point lah.
Home
Okay.
base. Okay.
I think both of us were using Cavs to defend.
Yeah. So again, everybody is at this cluster at this point. I think because we are afraid
So
of
the
the
thing is,
cav
I
coming
think they are
in.
trying to call troops, cause we keep getting charged by their horses one after another after another.
Correct.
They're denying the call.
It's actually when we were there, we were all trying to clear out the place for us to
Correct.
get our troops out.
Correct.
But we keep getting charged. So I feel that the supply point, ideally, we should also have like 2 Fadi brochures guarding it against the cavalry charges. But at that point, I think that only Chinarino's Fadi brochure was still there, if I remember correctly. But it's like half dead, so we can't really stop their cavalry charges at the supply point at the time.
Actually, by the way, even if there's enemy troops, right, you can just don't care and continue to replenish. It will still work. Unless enemy hero come and interrupt.
Yeah. So I think at this point, because it's actually the last 5 minutes, this is where the crucial point of it comes out. We should use this hut to prevent them because they can't charge through this. Maybe something have here or something like that.
I think the other thing to note is if you're in dire need of units, we actually have almost supplier, which is the inside part. Yeah. Open another one, but and it will take longer. But if really is in dire need,
If I'm not wrong, there shouldn't be any supply point.
I don't think
there is one.
for this one.
There's one in home base. Home
That
base.
one is for the attacking side only.
No lah, our side don't have.
Outside don't have.
Defending side don't have.
Don't have. Defending side don't have. Defending side.
Oh, I confused. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Alright. So
Okay,
let's
but
carry
just
on.
to add, if
sorry,
you are
yes?
like getting your troops here, I think you should be like what Rune said, behind the pavilion, so that you get some protection from cavalry charges.
Okay, because positioning here really. If you
Yeah.
notice on the field also, right, there's actually very little people here. You know why? Because we have actually all killed them as they come charging through here. But again, it is very chaotic at this particular point, and even though Shadowcast is asking, right, we're not moving up as a group, so probably group tactics over here. Got to try and work on it
I
together.
think there could be troops at the side, but it's not. This is not full view. There will be some
No, okay,
more
but the thing is, right, the thing about this full view is if somebody can see, right, it will appear on the map itself.
No, as in you can't see the right the side which is the right side of the supply point.
You mean this side here at the bottom, is it?
Yeah, the bottom
Okay,
part.
okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me carry on.
I repeat, X in danger.
Okay, so
I'm dead.
we're now trying to basically take. Okay, Lazier's back in. Hilda is here. Pegasus is coming up. An enemy is basically trying to charge in. Okay, we're going out.
And one Mao hero.
But we do hang around here a bit too
I'm
long.
down. Main base.
Going.
Okay, one thing I feel that actually at this point, right, a lot of people are bringing in Cav. We actually need more pikes to basically start to.
Imperial pikes. Stay here. Stay at supply point. Stay at supply point.
Apparently we got no master. You all need to slow down.
Charge.
Okay.
I'm going
Once you
this
have
second.
Master Roll down. This bad. They have rushed the supply. Once I have Master Roll down me.
Yeah.
Pull and
People
using
are getting
a bombard,
kanchong here
we have
already.
a lot of friendlies
They are
here.
now bringing more Cav in as well.
You only use the
Our troops are basically forming up.
have lost all units.
Okay, so at this point here, right? Okay, so yes, we have
Or you see
pikes here already.
be
But
a
again,
dictator
look at the
about
amount
it,
of people
if
who
you
are
can
still at the
kill
supply
them more
point.
more than killing us, then just use it.
Definitely more of us, because
Currently no master.
Okay, again, we have some people here, but
I'm
really,
coming,
okay.
Renan. Yes, only-
Now, I want to just rewind back a bit now from here. Okay,
Once I Master Roll down me.
so I just want you guys
Pull
to
and
have a
using a
look
bombard,
at
we
what
have a
is
lot of
happening.
friendlies here.
You only use the bombard when I think we have lost all units.
Okay, so currently right now we have one troop here, and we have a bunch of guys over here.
Almost.
Or you
So,
see, be
basically-
utilitarian about it. If you can kill them more than
Watch,
killing
ah.
us, then just use it.
Definitely
I want to
more
show what happens because
fast one, because
Currently
two people
no
are pointing in
master.
this direction actually.
Roger.
I'm coming in already. There's only one.
Okay, we stop that. Okay, so these troops are coming back.
You need more siege weapons.
I need help here.
Okay, Mentor is bringing his pikes up. They're gonna be coordinated now. We are being attacked by 4 different groups altogether. So I
We
don't
have
think the halberds are
14
basically holding
We
a
have
fight
14
here.
guys, no master.
I just died.
Alright.
Yeah, guys, play safe a bit.
Okay,
Real
at
is
this point,
coming in.
this is where we lost. So, if you guys can see, okay, I'm just gonna.
13 now,
wait,
we got
ah.
13 guys.
Wing hussars on the left, please. Pikes, good position. Nice.
What happened? How did so
Okay,
many
sorry.
of us just die?
Okay, I'll watch. Wait, let me see if I can show you guys.
Nice.
Okay, see? So, if you can see over here at this point, we have impacts pointing this way, and then we have Porter Brushers also pointing this way. Alright, they're pointing in the same direction. I think because there are horses here, but guys, if you are holding pikes, right, and you see already somebody here, right, point in a different direction, because this is where we actually die, because they come in from this direction. Okay, so
Somebody get on the
it is basically Mentor's troops. Again, I'm not fault pointing, I'm just saying. And this is where it's just the final point, because what happens was he actually moved up to try to get his units, okay, to face in this direction. But they don't brace in time and they get wiped out. So in this point, right, what we can do rather than moving forward, right, just from here, right, just move them here. So they have a shorter movement. Because you must understand that they are slow and they do take some time. So have a look closely again, closely at this point here.
bombard, get ready already.
These guys are coming in.
Okay.
The troops out to move.
Where did my bombard
But
go?
the horses come in already.
Bombard
It's too
taken
late.
by enemy, I think.
They all die. And then these guys, they also wanted to move, but they
I need
they say
help,
not
wait.
done. At this point, Develina asked for help,
We need
but
more
then
motivation.
they start capping already. Okay, now look
I'm
over
down.
here, these guys.
They are
These guys
capping
actually
our base,
coming here to
guys.
block us.
Okay,
And even though we
the
are
base.
still here clustered, right, by trying to move in, we cannot.
Come on, guys. Pikes, pikes. Set up the pikes. Come on.
And this is where it starts to cap.
Nice.
Okay, at this point, they just need to
Nice,
slowly
nice.
one by one check. And then they also
Russia
bring
slowly
in
move to
infantry at the last point.
We are up of clusters.
I'm coming in soon.
Okay? And that's
There's only
where
10 of us.
they just slowly charging one by one.
11
Sorry, one question for the more senior players. Is it more people on point, the point cap faster? More heroes on point?
Only
There's two
Capping phases, basically.
capping phase lah. Yeah, so basically the first one that caps, if I'm not wrong, is only 2 heroes. It will cap faster, but more than that, it will still be the same. It's just that the cap points will be divided. But after the first phase is done, right, you no longer need to be in the circle. But in order to cap it, or recap, you need to kill off all the units once
Yeah,
the
you need to
second
kill
phase
it.
start capping.
Okay, when Dev was talking about first phase was when the time the
When you see the thing
circle-
going around it,
circle,
lah.
yes.
Yeah.
So the more people there are, the faster it will up to a certain number of up to there's a cap of a certain number of people, but the more people there are, the faster the circle will turn. But after that, it doesn't matter as long as it's guarded.
Okay, and as you can see in the last few seconds when they're capping, right, is basically no semblance of organization already. People are just trying to move in to basically try and jump in and kill. Previously, it was at least there's some formations here and there, but now people are just walking their troops in, which I don't think is the best way, because we still have to clear everything like Wuming has said, and going in one by one, right, is not being able. You're not going to be able to cap it yourself, huh?
Okay,
But again, at this point already, we're all very like kanchong. It's like we need it.
I think at this point we only have like maybe 7 people left.
Yeah,
in that,
yeah,
so-
correct lah. Because you see, if you compare to the first 90%, right, as they charge, right, they're all dying because we have formation set up properly. Okay, now if you look, right, they're just charging one by one in, right, and then killing our troops and heroes. Okay, picking us off one by one, and then we have no way to actually organize and get in.
10 again. 9.
Now, I want to show you guys something to basically tell you that in the first 99% of this, right, we are doing damn freaking well. Do you know why? I show you.
Can I just sorry? I
Yeah,
got
sure.
one short question. If let's say they're trying to cap our base point, right, like that, and someone sneaks X, does it cancel their cap?
At this point, if it's already capped, and that means the thing is moving up this way, right, we cannot
Uh-huh.
cap X anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. That means if before they cap, right, we are capping X, and we cap it before they cap this, right, then they cannot cap this anymore.
Okay, but let's say by the time the circle is still turning. So
Uh-huh.
if
Stay here.
if you can jump into the point, you will
Can I have
interrupt the timer. Just you or your unit, if you can.
Which
go
point you're talking about?
Just
now?
stay at
X
first
point?
phase, the first
Apparently
phase,
we got
you
more
just jump to
Bro,
the
you
first
all need
phase,
to slow
do the
down.
countdown.
He only
If you or your
just
unit can
use
get
it,
into
ah.
the point,
Definitely
you
more
actually disrupt the timer. And they have to clear you out before the timer stops.
Okay. Thank you.
He only
Yeah, let me
usually
just
more.
show you my,
Roger.
I'm coming in already.
There's only one.
where is that?
No part where you press tab.
You need more siege weapons.
I need help here.
Yep.
Where is the thing when I show the scoreboard?
A lot of friends.
They have
Maybe further down.
Okay, wait, never mind.
Definitely
I
more.
think it's closer to the end.
I showed it before that.
Fast
right?
one, because
Currently no ma-
we can play fast speed if we cannot find.
Ah, there we go. Okay, see, look at what it is. We basically killed twice as many units as them, you know. We only lost 800, they lost 1600, which means we killed twice as many units as them.
17.
No, this is how many heroes we lost. That means 17 people
As
died.
in they lost 1700.
1700, okay, fine, round it out. Yes, make us feel better. Okay, but look, we killed 52 of their heroes, you know. Of course, again, we have 28 people altogether. They have 64 people, including masterers and whatnot. But we are doing damn well. It's just at the final last point. So pikes is really the way to counter Cav. It's just that, again, the last point where we just fumbled at the last one, where we didn't form up properly. Because we were forming up properly at every other point when they charged in, but at that point we did not. Because if you look again, you can review this yourself, right? Only 2 Cavs charged in to kill those 2 formations, right? And then they pacey kept it. 2 groups of Cav only. And in this case, right, we're actually fighting against 4 different groups of people. Okay, so organization for them again was quite bad, that's why you can see this. So
just to add on,
yes, yeah.
it's actually they are not really coordinated. It's just that they are willing to throw their coins for replenishing of their units. So basically, they are losing plenty. We actually make them lose a lot, like hell a lot. So I don't think you guys are ready to use cavalries like the way they do, because it's a lot to spend as compared to T4 and below units. So basically, when we are dealing with this, don't be afraid, because we can still take them down. You see, as you can see, we got more pikes. We can actually hold off any cavalry charges, especially the Photogracios.
Okay,
So anyways, we might lose the 5th, but as you can see, we are not really losing. We didn't really lose because of losing the 5th. We actually won by lose by numbers. We actually against 64 players, which is actually 4 houses. From us, only 1 house, which only 28 of us here. So I guess it's quite commendable.
So I think against a full cavalry kind of battle like this, really positioning is very important, and we need to back each other up. Like, oh, I see them do this. Okay, let me put my Photobracios here. Or again, the whole point of this is really to learn. Okay, we can't just have 2 sets of pikes at the point. Okay, we basically need to bring in more and basically back each other up as well. So in this case, we're talking about whether should we bring range. Pervious in this case would be great, but I didn't really see a lot of Pervious as well.
Expensive.
Yes, that's true. Okay, but I was talking to Pegasus. He basically said that he killed like 5 heroes just by hiding his Pervious in this area here. Previously.
In well protected place, yes,
correct.
You can do that.
Okay, so again, our positioning is what basically gets us. Okay, so try to again coordinate within your group and try to work together to position your guys.
Nice.
And basically that is
Nice.
the end of this. All together.
Um,
we just needed to hold them for 1 more minute actually.
Regarding about the grouping wise, right? We can't really control who is in first. We can only control at the beginning of the battle, usually like group 1, 2, and 3, or score 1, 2, and 3. But after, when 1 by 1 starts to die, there will be random masters that comes in.
I think
this is where you guys need to work together, not just in groups, as in a whole. You just need to see who's the one in front of you, who's the one behind you, to actually form a proper bunker or proper formation that actually can block any cavalry charge or whatever units. So you guys better play more, huh? Play more together, not just play more.
Yes, boss.
So I think whenever, if we ever do this again, which we'll definitely do, so things to take note will be, having a triangle. Okay, having a triangle somewhere here. It doesn't have to be on the point, as long as I have units here, and because again it's Cav, right? We can basically block them. Things to note also will be, SKH noted, is basically this point here. Having a triangle here, because people will always come in from here. And really, people cannot charge from this point because like KH is the lock is blocking. Alright.
Kashyyyks can, right?
Kashyyyks can basically, they do not get what, but again, it is a formation. We don't even see this
But
formation.
the thing
coming
is,
up. That's the thing.
the thing is the triangle. Wait, the thing is the triangle formation is quite prone to 1 mortar hit, right? No man.
Okay. But the thing is, right, the whole point of Cav is their mobility. If you notice, right, they only build siege, right, when they're actually attacking us in this area here. There's hardly any siege when they were capping the X point itself. yes, when it comes to infantry, of course that is something to consider. But if it's a full cav, we need to switch our strategies. Like, okay, it's full cav, do this.
It's saying it's an option. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, yeah. It's one of the golf clubs in our set to win this. Okay. Any questions?
Sorry, I just got one last one.
Yes.
You know when you see the first 1 minute or so,
Yeah.
right, of the game, do you see whether there's any cap that actually rush to the left supply point, the open one that our enemy always seems to go?
This one here?
Yeah, the one where Hong Yi comes in from.
Yeah. Have a. Oh wait, let me
As in
see.
our friendly
Our
cap.
friendly is.
Axel, watch out for cavalry.
Because I was thinking, right, wouldn't that give more time for the infantry units to form up then, so that the Hong Yi can't do like what he did?
Okay, this one is down to. Normally, what we do is always come up here and then we get X
Yeah,
from here.
camp is actually nearer. That's the problem. Anyway, they are all on cavalry. Even if you are on cavalry, you won't match the speed. That is why we always push X immediately on defense. And the right supply point, what I always, not I say always, I try to tell you guys, like reach the supply point, switch your unit, then head to X. So basically we hold X with cavalry, so not to really hold, just to deter them from charging. So they won't actually cap X yet while the infantries are coming along. You see when the people at supply point, right now, they can actually switch to pikes to actually go to X now. Like from here, they can immediately go to X.
Alright.
If you were to like run from the camp way back, it won't reach on time.
No, because the reason why I asked that, right, is I remember there was a match where essentially what they did was they used that supply point and they had mainly range and we couldn't touch them, you know.
You mean at this point here?
Yeah, at that point, at that supply point. They had
Yeah,
like
But then
Falcon
again,
and
that's again will be
Artillery.
a infantry battle, which will be different. Because
Yeah.
infantry battle has arty.
Okay. For the first minute, actually, I did went with my cap to the left supply point, but then they had more people with cap, so I was chased out lah.
Okay. No,
And
I'm just asking for how it works. Sorry.
okay, and then for the right supply point, Laksa, you mentioned you hid behind the tent, actually you could run up the stairs. Not sure if you know, there's the building, there's a staircase, you can run up the stairs.
Here, this one
Your
here.
troops
This part
also.
here. This part here.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't
Shadow's
know
talking
that.
about here. You can actually run up. Okay. So again, I think one of the takeaways for this, right, everybody, is when you do this, right, just make sure that you have some semblance of formation to basically protect. Just ingrain it. Okay, I just cannot stand around here doing nothing. I need to basically do this. Okay.
So you must keep an eye out. Or I think must keep an eye like that enemy may come from there. So we all learn now. Enemy will like to charge cav from there if they are going for like going cav crazy.
Yeah. Again, one point, another thing I want you guys to take away, as I noticed, right, is setting up is very important. So even if you set up, let's say you have cav coming here, right, and your troops are facing here, for example, you don't actually need to be here to point towards them, you know. You can actually just be here and point towards them. Which one has a nearer distance? This one. So you can even be here. They will try and charge you and then they will die. You don't have to be in it. Just point and formation down and then you will kill. As we have seen later, I'll put all this in the YouTube video itself at which points where you see cav just dropping like flies. And it's because there is a formation pointing at it. Okay, so distance wise, think about it as well. Okay, anybody else has any comments or want to ask something? And I'll end off today because it's 11 already.
Can we talk a bit about responding to threats and how we over-respond sometimes?
That is advanced training. That requires money. You have money now?
No man.
Then the poorest
Actually,
of us
I got sell some things. No, I mean like how we hear like incoming from the left, and then 3 people pull off from the left. to face the left side, and then like the right side guy just sitting there, see, hey, 3 people ran away from the right side. I'm gonna charge now. You know, that kind of thing.
I think also this is comms. If let's say Devlin say, hey, coming from here, then Juggy say, okay, I'm doing it now, then everybody else can, stay. Again, this is comms, which is, if you actually watch the whole video, right, there's actually quite a lot of comms. It's just at certain points, I think we should continue to work on this habit of responding, okay, I'm doing this, or I'm doing that, or I cannot do that kind of thing.
So
again, we are kind of missing out a full-time strategist because Dev is basically calling out stuff, but he only does that when he's not in the battle. So I don't know, we gotta work something out with that.
I need more people. Do some
know.
recruitment, guys.
Yes, need more people.
No, seriously, because if I want to be in strategies, I want to play. I want to play too, but the thing is, we still need strategies to have the eyes on.
Yeah, because at this point, right, whenever Cav are coming in from all points, right, trust me, this part is very messy one. If you ever stand here, right, and then Cav coming in, right, because of this grass here and everything, right, it's very hard to actually coordinate and see things. I think that's the reason why a lot of people hang around this here as well, because once they're afraid they'll push out and then they'll get charged by Cav, that kind of thing. Because it's a very flat piece of ground. Okay, anybody else before we end off today? Can
send the link for YouTube video, please.
Of course.
Thank you.
I will do that. I will send the unedited version and the talking version. So this will be, it's all already recorded down. I'll post it onto the training as a video basically. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Arun.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining. I hope everybody learned something.
Thank you.
Okay. Takeaway is do look through this again yourself. Look and see, try and find yourself and spot your own mistakes and see, oh, what am I doing? Could I have done this better? That kind of thing. And then, of course, you can always post questions in the training. It's like, hey, this happened at this point. What could have been done better? That kind, just to bounce ideas off everybody. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. Thank you very much, guys. You may
Thank you.
disperse.
Thanks, Rune.
Alright, thanks.
Alright.
Thank you.